Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Abby, and today I'll be telling you about my Lagos Abidjan road trip, solo road trip, by the way. Let me tell you, I didn't plan to make this video. It was not in my list of videos that I wanted to make this week. But because I made a post about a trip I took in 2024 and it went really viral, that's why I'm making this video. I have lots of questions and I know that typing in the comment section wasn't going to cut it. So that's why I'm making this video for everybody that wants to know the process of going from Lagos to Cote d'Ivoire by road. Did you book an accommodation before the traveling? Although you can book accommodation on Airbnb and things like that. But I had a friend that had traveled to Ivory Coast before, so he was just able to give me a number to call and ask for their services. So that's what I did. How were you able to communicate language barrier? I found this shocking when I arrived at Ivory Coast and I heard some people speaking Yoruba. I know how to speak Yoruba, so I was able to communicate with them. As for what they use there is Yango, just like the way we have Bolt and Uber and things like that. I used Yango. And in the rides, I would have to use like a Google Translate to tell them where I'm going, what I want to say. So the reason why Google Translate is also very tricky is because some people told me they could not read it, that they could speak French, but I don't know how that worked, but they said they could not read it. Do you understand? But overall, they were very helpful. If I stop at an hotel and I say I'm going somewhere, I need someone to translate. Everybody was ready to help. They were happy to help me. So yeah. Just have your Google Translate, and I think you are good. Oh yeah, although some people said they had people speak English to them. That was not really my case. I remember the compound I was staying, everybody spoke French. The children, when they want to try to talk to me in the morning, I will never forget. It is bonjour tati, bonjour tati. That's what they were saying. Every morning when I woke up in the morning, it is bonjour tati. I even learned that. So for me, I didn't really have a lot of English, but it was still very good. It was still very good. Human beings communicate beyond language, and I feel like that was very interesting and very beautiful to see. Did you use a tour guide? This is a very good question. Oh, I didn't use a tour guide. I just had a list of places I would like to visit based on recommendations I saw online. So people asked me to go to the markets. I don't know how to pronounce Adam markets, I think so. People asked me to go to the zoo. I went to the stadium. I went to beach houses. And along the line in Ivory Coast, I started making friends. Trust me. I started making friends with other tourists and we had a swell time. So I didn't have like a tour guide. I was able to call the owner of the house I stayed every time I needed something, every time I wanted to understand where I was or where I was going to. So my landlord was just, he was a very helpful man to me, him and his family. They would help me locate locations. How did you get internet service? In your hotel, in your Airbnb, the in the cafes that you go, there is a Wi-Fi. But when you are out of these places, I mentioned earlier roaming data. So I used roaming data and the local SIM card at the time. So I had to purchase a SIM card for I think 2K SEFA. I'm not sure. I can't really remember that. But yeah, I purchased the SIM. How much did the food and transportation come? Let me break down this whole transportation very well for everyone now. Where I said I used $100 from Lagos to Ivory Coast, but I still changed to like 15K SEFA in case I was on the road and I needed to pay and buy anything. That carried me to my journey. To be honest, nobody's stopping you on the road to ask you for I need money for this, I need money for that. Pay bribe roads, pills. There's nothing like that. The borders are tight and they are full of military men that are ready to help you get your journey, know your purpose of coming here. Why are you coming? Okay, what do you want to see in our country? Things like that. They just ask you the question that they are supposed to ask you. Don't don't be scared. Don't just be respectful. You're going to other people's country. Please be respectful. You get to the Benin border, you do your capturing, you get to Togo, you do your capturing, you get to Accra, you do your capturing, then you get to Ivory Coast. like that. So I did my capturing in all these places, and yeah, like other people's experience are different, but me, I'm just telling my experience. They asked me my question, I went back into my boss. They asked me my question, I went back into. That's it for me. You may decide to tug it out like the way I did, straight journey, or you may decide to break your journey. So you can break your journey in the sense that you can get to Togo and pass the night. Then you can say you can go from Togo to Accra, pass the night in Accra, and from Accra you go to Ivory Coast. Me, what I did was did my straight journey, and I think we slept in Accra just for a few hours to change tires and things like that. Then we went to Ivory Coast. That was it. I started my journey by 1 p.m., got there the next day by like, yes, it was still afternoon when I got there. So I think 3 p.m., 3, 5 p.m., that's when I got to Ivory Coast. It was still very hot in the afternoon. Accommodation. How much did I really spend on accommodation? I stayed in Ivory Coast for about 2 weeks. Within 2 weeks, I was able to get a place for 15K Sefa, and I stayed around where Tori stayed. I think it is Cocody Block House. That's where I stayed. Yeah, I stayed at Cocody Block House. Funny, yeah? And I spent 15K Sefa per night. Let's say I stayed up to 6 nights. That is 15 times 6 is 90K Sefa. And that would be 180K Naira. When you are able to plan your accommodation, you would know, like, that would help you a lot. In the apartments, I found this shocking that they had a different type of socket, electrical sockets. If you know you're Nigerians, the way we have ours, like there's like 3 pointer, 1, 2, 3. Theirs had like pin. I don't know how to put it, but it's very different. So you may want to travel with your adapter. Okay. So I spent $100 on my transportation, about 90K Sefa on my accommodation. Then for food, food is not so expensive, to be honest, and the portion size is great. Whether you large it, the portion size is good. I had a lot of culture shock because they only did their chicken in like quarter half of full. That's how, unlike Nigeria that I would say they'll just give me pieces and I'll go about my way. But that's how they serve. So the food was really, it was for me, especially because I dealt with a lot of local meals like acheke and the rest, curry, sauce and rice. It was quite affordable. For my other itineraries like going to the zoo, always a fee for the zoo, but it's nothing crazy. The transportation too was expensive. Let's talk in Naira now. You can see a ride of 4K, 6K, normal price that you're already paying here. Coming back, I didn't come by road. When I was coming back, I flew back into Nigeria. I was fortunate to get a flight, so I flew back into Nigeria. I just want to talk about how beautiful the Costa Road was. This is one of the best trip I've taken solo. It's really nice. And why I emphasize on solo most time is for you to know if you're going individually, how much it will cost you. If you're going with a group, it will cost you maybe the very lesser and there are more activities planned for you. Also, I emphasize on solo trip and the safety because of women that want to travel alone. Okay. So women that want to travel alone, you know that this is safe for you. Let me tell you, it was safe for me. I did not have any bad thing happen to me, and I don't hope anybody have anything bad thing happen to them. But based on my experience, I felt safe. Matter of fact, I was not even catcalled once or felt intimidated or humiliated, and it was very good for me. One night I woke up, I didn't have water to drink in my house. I didn't buy water. So I just went out and I told them low, and they were like, "Oh, water." And they handed me a bottle of water and they said, "Oh, go back to your room." Like, that's how safe it was for me. The apartment I got there also came with kitchen, just in case you would like to cook your meal by yourself. They also have very good exercise culture. Now that I remember, people come out in the evening to jog, and it was really safe for me. People were ready to help me. They were ready to help me. They cannot leave you stranded. They will just say something like, "Are you lost? Do you need something?" And it was so easy to communicate. Would you recommend this trip for a first time traveler? Definitely. Definitely. Especially if you have a virgin passport. You are going to get at least 4 stamps on your passport. So it's a straight trip. I recommend it for you. stamp, 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 stamp. What to keep clothes on a road trip, not in your luggage. One, wear comfortable clothing and Crocs if you have. Apply sunscreen. Abidjan is hot. I need you to carry that sunscreen close to you. On that trip, you need to have small amount of mouthwash, travel size toothbrush, and toothpaste in your handbag. Local currency, perfume, and deodorant. You're gonna be on the road for a while. You can get your face wipe with you in case you need to wipe your armpits, your wherever you feel sweaty, and your face towel. You need sunshade. You need a sweater or a light jacket. That's during your trip. You need Vaseline or lotion. You need a passport and vaccination card, as I said. And please be respectful to military personnel at checkpoints. Tissue paper, face towel, power bank, and your headphone. So these are some of the things you will need on your trip. I don't want to give you a round figure to say this is what you should budget, this is how much you should carry on your hand. But just as I have listed, especially if you can get your location via Airbnb or contact the one, just like I've talked about food and the transportation inside, I cannot give you an estimate. I cannot use 2024 prices, not 2026 price. So I can't tell you carry this amount of money. With discretion and planning, just know how much you would be needing. Know that you're not spending so much headache on your food there. You're not spending so much money on the transportation from here to here or the bills that you need to pay at different points of visitation. If you would like to shop and buy things, please carry money so you can go to the market. You buy very beautiful material, some of the most beautiful fabrics I've never seen in my life. I got it there. Shoes and things like that. If you want to shop, you'd also know how much you are budgeting for that. So that's why I cannot give you 2024 price. I hope you would understand what I'm saying. What would you do differently if you traveled again? To be honest, I would not be wearing sneakers or jumpsuits. I would break my journey. I did not have time to look at other places. There was this very beautiful coastal road I saw along Ghana. I dream of it. It was too fine. I would like to reminisce and stay there for like 2 nights or one night. One night is okay for me, or 2 nights maybe. Try other food. So I would like to do that. I will not stop at Ivory Coast. I will go to Liberia. From Liberia, I would like to see the Gambia. I would like to see Senegal. I would like to see Cape Verde. So it's gonna be a longer journey. And yes, I will not say better planning because I planned for this. Are you open to group traveling? I've been on different group trips. Google group trip from Accra to Abuja, places like that. I am open to group traveling. Am I open to organizing group traveling? And that's where the trick is. Because I know that managing adult is not the easiest feat. So although I know how to plan itineraries, I know how to get you going. Let me tell you, last year at my workplace, they made me head of welfare because I was very good at planning. That's how good I am when it comes to planning. I love to plan things. I don't know. I think group traveling has to do with a lot of responsibilities. I'll be responsible for a lot of people. Let's say a group of 10 people. I'll be responsible for their accommodation, for their food, for their comfort, and things like that. And I have worked with adults. Mm, 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 mm. Uh-uh. Give up big hands to everybody that is doing group trips and organizing them. But I've worked with a lot of adults. It's not very easy. Some people would experience discomfort and that kind of vibe can ruin the trip. I'm not all about that at all. I believe that if you are going on a road trip for about 2 days, you should know what to expect on a road trip, but not so many people are like that. I would like very good vibe. If I'm going with my friends, definitely. I know my friends very well. I know their stress level. I know how to manage them. So if I'm planning a group trip, I think I'll first of all try with close knitted people. Then I can plan for them how to get there, how to come back, and things like that. I would really like to do something like that. So if you're my friend, you're lucky I got you. I think I have answered most of the questions I got on the in the comment section and from different people. If you do have any other question, I feel like I've explained the big things and I can help you in the comment section with your questions. So please ask your questions if you have any questions for me. Hello. I have a joke, guys. You know this YouTube channel cannot end without a joke. So my joke is, how do rivers listen to music? Anybody? They stream the song. Oh, such a good joke. They stream the song. You know, like why? You know the joke. You have to stream the song. Please tell me you understand. I hope you do. Just like get it, get it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.